Hello, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today, Friday, July the 9th, 2021. Hopefully you guys have had a great trading week so far and a good weekend ahead of you. I know for those of you in England, you'll be watching the game on Sunday. I will be too, so hopefully that'll go well for us. And everybody else, obviously, hope you have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing. So my email address is becky@traddictive.com. I'm just going to cover the disclaimers, and then I'll show you this link that we have here. So disclaimers being highlighted there on the screen. Of course, important for legal reasons to read them, but also to understand that demonstrations. Okay, so we have tradewithufos.com have here. Let me just show you what that is. Now, this is the place that I would rather, if you can, I'd rather you come here to ask questions. You can email .com/Becky. Set yourself up with a free Trade with UFOs membership at the top there. Just fill in the name and email and follow the steps. Then you can come down here and you can ask a question in a public space. Now, the good thing about that is that if you ask a question in a public space, I can answer it in a public space. So you see down here, there are answers, questions and answers all there, everybody learning from the same area. So to ask questions because it helps other people out long term. Of course, there's also here availability to book one-on-one coaching with me if you'd like to do that too. Okay, so let's go into our 3D market commentary. So this is the email out every day. On the right, obviously, as it corresponds with market. Let's take a quick look at what's going on here. Now we're doing a 3D approach because we're looking. So first one, market climate. Where do we have probabilities, up or down? And therefore, should we buy or sell, or maybe do nothing? Then if we're going to buy, where do we want to buy? If we're going to sell, where do we want to sell? That's where our unfilled orders come in. And for both of these, we use apps. So for the climate, we use this app. It's called AutoClimate. It's a free app. And this tells us in the series of dots where the probabilities lie. If it's a thick red dot, like this one, that tells us probability downwards, look to sell. If it's a thick blue dot, like this one, that tells us probability upwards, look to buy. If it's a thin dot of either color, enough probabilities either way, do nothing. So we have an app that answers that question for us. And then we have UFOs. These tell us where we're going to buy and sell. So let's take the green ones, for example. These show us where buyers are. So we're using an app here that's showing us exactly where buyers are so that we can buy with them. If we buy, we want to buy, but there's lots of other buying. It's much more likely to push price upwards. Same with sell orders. It will highlight to us the prices and show us exactly where the sellers are. If we want to sell, we want to sell where there's loads of other selling. It's much more likely to push price down. So we use two apps there to help us. We have AutoClimate, which is a free app on most platforms. So once you've got your free Trade with UFOs membership through the website there, you can follow the steps to get AutoClimate. And AutoUFOs, depending on the platform, depends on the price. But for TradingView, which is the one we're looking at here, it's $34 per month. Okay, so we're looking at market climate, where we're going to buy and sell, and then market volatility. So the upcoming change in price speed. So that's the three things we're going to go through. So let's start with the first market, which is the S&P. Now the ES is the representation of the S&P, and the S&P 500 is the top 500 US stocks. So in a sense, we are looking at a representation of US stocks, okay? Right, so we're looking at a daily chart for each of these markets. So obviously different things happen on different time frames, but this is what's relevant to a daily chart. So daily chart, we have a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot there, probability upwards. Now, usually this market would go up for 9 candles. I'm just rounding that up. And we're on candle number 13, meaning we've not quite a lot, by a bit. We've gone past by quite a bit what is normal in terms of a move to the upside. So we still do have probability upwards, but we are overextended. So bear that in mind. In terms of UFOs, we have this one here, which is buy orders at 42.25 to 4. Okay, so we have buy orders beneath us. It's climate, so upwards. But like I said, we're overextended there on the climate, so bear that in mind. Volatility wise, In a year, we'd expect the S&P to move up or down of 17.83%. That means in a day, up or down of 48.53 points. In a week, up or down of 106.84 points. And in a month, up or down of 222.41 points. So that is the S&P. Let's move on to the next market, which is oil. Now, as it says here, you can educate yourself with us. You can take courses with us. We do futures, forex, stocks, trading plans, backtesting, psychology. So you can take any one of those courses that you think would work for you. A lot of them come with 3-month complimentary access to the UFOs as well. Now, you can subscribe directly to the UFOs if you want. You don't need to take a course, but oftentimes taking a course means you get them for cheaper overall for those first 3 months. Oil, we have an unconfirmed climate. Doesn't matter the color. We have a thin dot. It's unconfirmed. That tells us not enough probabilities either way. So we change time frame, change market. We don't want to be trading if we don't have at least some probabilities in our favor. We have buy orders here at 68.87 to 65.25. They already worked a couple of times. Price came in and went up. Price came in and went up. That's what we expect buy orders to do, is push price up, which is why we use an app that tells us where those buy orders are, so we know exactly where to buy. Now, in terms of volatility with oil, in a year, we'd expect it to move up or down of 38.8%, which means in a day, 1.81 points up or down. In a week, 3.97 points up or down. And in a month, 8.27 points up or down. So that is oil. Let's move on now to the next market, which will be gold. There we go. As it says there, you can get coaching and support with us. We do coaching and support for free on YouTube and Facebook, so you can join us there. If you'd like extra support, we do coaching, closed coaching, $21 per month, where you have access to more of our time in a closed coaching environment. Gold, again, unconfirmed climate. Doesn't matter the color, it's a thin dot. Unconfirmed climate, not enough probabilities either way. Change time frame, change market. Now we do have sell orders that we've just here, which are between 1866 and 1804.4. So if they do their job and push price down, we may see confirmation to the downside, but for the time being, everything unconfirmed. We're a little bit far away from buy orders, which are down here at 1652.8 to 1624.4. So again, overall, it's either way on gold to call it. In terms of volatility, we'd say in a year, up or down of 15.82%, which means in a day, up or down of 17.99 points, 39.6 points up or down in a week, and in a month, 82.44 points up or down. So that's gold. Let's move on to the next market, which is the US dollar. Now, the US dollar is responsible for about 80% of transactions worldwide every single day. So, of course, even if you don't trade it, be aware of it. Now, with the US dollar, we have a confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot there, probability upwards. Usually, this market would go up for 5 candles, and we're on candle number 20. So we have gone way past what's usual in terms of a move to the upside. It would be more likely, really, to see it change direction, especially since we've just hit sell orders that have started to push it down. So those numbers are 93.125 to 92.84. Price has hit sell orders and come down. That's what we expect sell orders to do. Again, that's why we use an app that shows us exactly where they are, so we know where to sell. So if we have sell orders that are pushing price down and we're overextended to the upside anyway, I'd be more inclined to expect it to continue to move down over the next few days. But of course, we will see. For the time being, climate is up, but we've got UFOs fighting each other. I would keep away to see what happens. We have volatility up or down in a year would only be 6% on the dollar. It's less volatile than the other markets, which means in a day, up or down of 0.35 points. In a week, 0.77 points up or down. And in a month, 1.6 points up or down. So that's the US dollar. Now let's move on to the last market, which is backed Bitcoin. Now, of course, Bitcoin is less old, younger, than the other markets, which means we don't actually know how long it usually goes up or down for. We've not got enough data on it yet. What we do know is that we have a thick red dot and probability to the downside. We also have new sell orders that have come in here at 35,080. to 33,390. So again, we have probability to the downside with our climate and sell orders just above us. So again, overall there, probability down here with Bitcoin. And in terms of volatility with Bitcoin, we'd expect in a year movement up or down of 91.5%, which means in a day up or down of 1,890.87, in a week up or down of 4,162.55, and in a month that's up or down of 8,665.04. So more volatile than the rest. Not a good or bad thing, just is what it is. Be aware of it. Okay, now you can self-schedule a clarification call if you have any questions on courses, apps, coaching or memberships. One last thing here to highlight economic calendar, which we get from Forex and FX Street, not Forex Street, FX Street. We filter by high impact news and look at most countries. So for example, today being Friday, we have news on the euro and the Canadian dollar that could affect those markets. So check those out if you trade those markets. Otherwise, guys, I hope you have a lovely weekend ahead of you. Any questions, you can email me, becky@tradictive.com, or you can come to tradewithufos.com/Becky. Get yourself a free Trade with UFOs membership at the top there, and then you can come down and ask questions here in a public setting so that I can answer them in public and everybody else learns from that place as well. Hope you have a great weekend ahead of you guys. I will be back on Monday, so I'll see you guys then. Hope you've had a great trading week as well.